Okay, so Epiphany has the typical marine head. It's like an RV head with a hand pump to pump it into the Blackwater tank. Let me show you where that is. All right, we're putting another hole in Epiphany. This is for the macerator pump out. And what'd you tell me, Derek? You don't mind drilling holes in other people's boats? And there she threw. Whoop, we good. And we selected the hole saw to make sure the Thruhull would fit in freely. Okay, here we go, making a little hole into a big hole on Epiphany. Ha! I'm gonna get upwind. We shifted the water line a little bit because we're not racing weight, we're cruising weight. And it turns out we're gonna be right in the middle of the water line. Little hole in the big hole, and then you'll get to see what cord haul looks like. There we go. Should be a hole. And this is the core we drilled out, so you can see what a cord haul construction boat looks like. This is what gives Epiphany the strength to survive being beached. Built like an I-beam with a flange inside, flange outside, and that would be the web of the I-beam. So it's over an inch thick. And CNC invented this method of hull construction. Okay, Derek's got the Thruhull all gunked up with 5200. I'm gonna go inside and put the nut on. All right, Derek's holding it on the outside. I'm on the inside. You can see we got a big bead of 5200. And then this piece will thread on. And she will be in the hull forever. You see the 5200 easing out.
Let me know when you got it snug.
I got it snug. Put the pliers in it and I'll turn it with a wrench.
Right when you are.
All right. Now that the 5200 is set up on the Thruhull and she'll never move, never leak, we got to put a valve on it. And this is the valve we're using. That's the closed position. You can see the open position. So I'm going to install it on here so I can put a nipple and then a hose to the macerator pump. So the macerator pump will pump the Blackwater tank overboard when I'm 3 miles offshore. It's a 35-gallon Blackwater tank, just like on an RV. RVs dump theirs at dump stations. Boats get theirs pumped out at pump out stations in the U.S. This boat was built in the Great Lakes, so it don't have its own pump out system because that's a no discharge zone. The Bahamas and other countries don't pump boats out, sadly. So we've got to put our own pump out on and go 3 miles offshore and pump our tank out. So this is the pump out hose. That's the hose from the toilet that goes in. So we're going to cut this hose, install a Y valve, so that we can either have our boat pumped out or come off the other side to this macerator pump, and that'll grind up all the waste and pump it out through the Thruhull we installed overboard. So that's today's project. Let me get started. I'm going to want to make a platform to mount the three-way valve and the macerator to. So I'm measuring up, cut a board as a base that I can secure to both sides and then build up whatever height I need from there. So I've built this mounting platform out of a 1x12. Got a tapered cut so it fits against the bevel of the hull there. And it fits snug over here. I'll put a board underneath here and underneath here to give it additional purchase when I screw it in. But that'll mount the Y valve, which is going to go somewhere here, coming off the tank, because this is the pump out side. And I'll reconnect it here so it can be pumped out at a dock if it ever needs to be. But when it's switched to the other position, it's going to be connected to the macerator pump here. And this is what this board's for, to mount everything on. Got a power line here to connect it. And the macerator pump will suck out the tank, grind it up, poop smoothie we call it, and then pump it out through the Thruhull, which is closed when not in use, so that you can't have any water coming in and sink the boat. So let me get to mounting these things up, and then we'll work on the wiring. Okay, we got the support boards under both ends to make this a little more stable, because it's going to have a pump on it that vibrates. And that's good and secure, so now we'll just put the screws in to mount the platform. That one didn't seem to grab. Let me get a little closer to the edge. We'll back that one out. That one got good purchase. Yeah, let's put some more in. The plumbing system is complete. Success. This hose here comes off the toilet, feeds into the tank. 35-gallon Blackwater tank. This was the pump out hose here, coming out of the tank. Goes up to the fitting on the deck for a pump out boat or on the dock, but that's not accessible anywhere else in the world, pretty much. So we have a Y valve. The Y valve is turned to where it's open to the pump out on the deck. Should a pump out not be available, we'll go 3 miles offshore, switch the Y valve to here, start the macerator pump, which is basically a garbage disposal grinder, and it'll suck the human waste out of the tank, grind it up, and go out through the Thruhull, which has a valve which I have turned off, so we're not using it at the moment, and go overboard, and it makes what's called a poop smoothie. And also there's a place to lock the valve in place within U.S. waters to be compliant with U.S. Coast Guard regulations. So let me work on hooking the electrical up. The tank is empty. It haven't been used since it's been pumped out, so we will fill it with some salt water and give it a try. All right, let me show you what we got. We've got the valve mounted. We've got the pump mounted. The board's secure. Everything's hooked up. I've run the wires to it, and booyah! She works. I would say poop smoothie, but there's nothing but salt water in the tank. So good flushing out. And next time we run this, we'll be 3 miles offshore to meet with Coast Guard regulation. But success. Our toilet is fully functional. Black tank pump out. Close the valve. So the Thruhull's closed. Switch it over to pump out on the deck, and I'll secure this with a zip tie to meet U.S. Coast Guard regulations since we're inshore. Project complete!